Hi there, everyone. This is Sam Price, and I am your host of Probate Notes, your guide to the California probate process. And today I have with me Elizabeth Miffleton, a real estate agent with Trust Properties. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi,
Thank you so much for being on today.
thank you.
I wanted to keep this just really conversational for us to talk about you and your background and your work in probate. So, can we get started by just understanding where are you from?
Yeah, so I've always been in California. Uh, all over California. I lived in Northern California, all over Southern California, but always in California.
Oh, great. And so, can I ask you what got you into being in real estate?
So I worked for Bank of America for a long time, and a lot of those clients would come in with questions that were not related to banking. Because they trusted me, and they, would bring me their mail to read to them, just all kinds of things. I just built
You
trust
read
with the
people's mail to
community.
them.
I did.
Okay.
um,
Full
and
service.
full
Did they
service.
not have glasses? Why did you have
A
to read
lot
their
of times
mail?
it got mailed like in English, and so I would translate it in Spanish.
Oh, you're bilingual.
I'm bilingual,
Okay.
yes. And so, I just started gaining trust from the community. And then they started asking me questions about legal documents. It could be immigration documents and different things. So, at the time, I was studying, and I finished college, and I decided to open a paralegal business. I did like legal documents and filling out, legal forms and things like that. And so I did that for a little while. But the common
What
themes
type of what type of legal work did you do, or was it all
it was
kinds?
just it was just filling out documents. So preparing immigration documents, renewing green card, citizenship, that sort of thing. And then occasionally, like divorce documents, things like. And but a lot of people came in and they would ask me about real estate. And, my sister, who I work closely with, Veronica, and, she said we should get our real estate license because her and I have always worked together.
Oh,
And
she was also doing paralegal stuff with you.
well, she was yeah,
Or
she
was
was
she at the
helping
bank?
me, but she was still at the bank at the time.
You both work at the bank
Yes,
and you're reading people's mail to them.
we were
Okay.
reading people's mail.
Okay.
And so we got our real estate license and we started just doing regular residential real estate. Actually, Trust Properties recruited Veronica to do probate and trust real estate. And so she tried it out for a year and she loved it. And she said, you got to come and do this. And so I actually
You
sold.
left the bank. You
I
were
left
at
the
the
bank.
bank. Oh,
I was doing the paralegal stuff and I sold that to a colleague of mine.
uh-huh.
And so she's doing that, and we're just doing probate real estate full time. And we really, really liked it. One of the common themes in everything that we've done from the beginning is we like helping people, right? And we like doing the right thing for people. And this part of real estate really felt good because we really felt like we were providing a service that was so needed in probably one of the hardest, life events for people. It's when one of their family members passes away. And so it felt really good to help people that were in those situations. And so I don't know if I'll ever want to do anything else, honestly. I really enjoy it that much. So that's how I got into it.
What do you start doing once I, as a probate attorney, might get them letters?
So the first thing we want to do is, visit the property that they're wanting to sell. And that way we can do a full assessment of what is needed. We help with everything from A to Z. So there's nothing we can't help with that we identify in the property. But that'll allow us to really determine what all is going to be needed. Most of the time, when somebody gets to the end of their life, it becomes much more difficult to maintain the house, to throw things away, to just take care of themselves in general. And so we come into a lot of situations where there's a lot of stuff in the house. And, not necessarily all of it is trash, but it can be overwhelming for somebody to go in and say, what do I do with all this stuff? And then once you remove the trash, what condition is the house in? Has it been taken care of? Are there deficiencies in the house? And so there's a lot of things that go on with that. And then the other part of it is sometimes there's caregivers or family members that were living with the person who passed away. And now they're trying to determine where they're going to go.
So if you see a house and there's a lot of stuff in the house, like you're pushing stuff over to walk through the house, have you
Yes.
have you had that situation where stuff is piled up? And I'd say stuff, so I don't know if to call it. I don't know if you necessarily call it all trash.
You most of the time you can't
Okay.
call it all trash, right? And yes, we have that more often than you know. And what many times happens is, your average person might there's 100 different junk removal companies, so they call up, got junk, and they say take it out, just get rid of it, and because it's just too overwhelming to try and go through that, right? Um, but because we are familiar with the process and because we do this all the time, our junk removal companies that we use, they specialize in identifying valuables. And so our goal is to make sure that the estate nets the most money possible. So we're going to separate those valuables.
Just curious, have you ever run across any type of biohazard type things that need to be cleaned up in a house?
Yes. So as you know, we sell houses that belong to people who have passed. Sometimes people have passed in the house.
Hmm.
And on more than one occasion, we've had people that don't have family members or anyone that checks on them regularly. And so sometimes some time can pass before they are discovered. And the coroners remove the body, they don't clean the scene. And so that's not something that you can hire a regular cleaning lady to do. So you
Yeah.
need a specific company that is trained in biohazard removal. And oftentimes, depending on how long that occurred for, you have to lift up floors, remove the materials that have soaked in, those fluids. And so, yeah, we have run into those situations before.
Okay. And when you do that, you have to have a special company that comes in and does it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To be trained, they have to have a special license, because those materials cannot just be thrown in the landfill. They have to be specifically disposed of. And so those companies are specifically trained to do those types of things. And luckily, if the house is insured, we may be able to, ask and see if the insurance covers, that removal waste.
Then you assist with making that claim to the insurance if they do, if that is a covered claim.
Absolutely.
Now, what if something is more substantial? What are the types of more substantial renovations you would do than just paint and carpet?
So we've done really small things. We've done stuff from, just, repairing a couple of things in the home to full blown renovations. So we have a project right now going on in Rancho Cucamonga, and we did a full blown renovation. So this family, they built the house from the ground up. The family owned it since the 70s. But the house, it was all original. So the lime green carpet, and they had the lime green furniture to match,
Awesome.
and
Right on.
the shiny green curtains. And so it was all original. And honestly, it was in really good condition for being from the 70s.
Well, it was all wrapped in plastic, right?
Yes,
No.
absolutely.
Are you like that TV show where they send you on vacation for a week to somewhere nice, and then you demolish the house and rebuild the house? Is that what you're talking about?
Gosh, I wish it only took a week.
Oh,
One took a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
We did everything from A to Z. So we had to do a full-blown renovation on that one. And it took about 6 weeks for us to do everything. But it's such a big change from what it was to what it is now. And so it is satisfying to see, the change. And even if you're just doing paint and carpet, it makes a big difference in the way that buyers see it and in the way that it presents for, the public.